Yo, you watched yesterday's video, didn't you? Yes, you did, you. Yes, you did. And if you didn't, that's great, because now you can watch yesterday's, because this one comes before yesterday's. Here we go. Welcome back to another 365 movies in 365 days in 3 minutes and 65 seconds. Here we go. The big thing is that it's Analyze This, which is what this prequel was to Analyze That, which was yesterday's film. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's film. It was a great talk, and I hope you've gotten to watch it since then. If not, I know it's a lot to keep up with, but if you haven't watched Analyze This and you haven't watched Analyze That, here is where you begin. We have the amazing Robert De Niro and Billy Crystal starring in this film with some great supporting casts, including Joe Vitarelli and the lovely Lisa Kudrow. There's also some nice little bit parts of some of your favorite SNL characters popping in throughout the film, or yeah, I think at least once in there. Anyways, won't spoil that for you. Billy Crystal and Robert De Niro have such a great chemistry in this film. Robert De Niro plays a very unusual character for himself. He plays a gangster. And then the great Billy Crystal actually plays a psychiatrist. And so they have this bond, this relationship that they form. Most of you have seen this film, I'm sure. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. And here are some interesting facts about the film. So similar to yesterday's, if you haven't gone back and watched yesterday's already, Analyze That, we do have some sentimental kind of value to this episode. The late and great Harold Ramis actually directed this film and wrote it, as well as wrote Analyze That. Harold Ramis, you might remember as Egon from Ghostbusters, amongst many other popular films prior. Harold Ramis was remembered very fondly by Robert De Niro and Billy Crystal. Very warm character, lovely to know, great to work with. He did pass, unfortunately, in 2014. This film really set a great benchmark, I feel like, for Robert De Niro as a comedic actor, or one of my all-time favorite actors.
You got a gift, my friend.
Hadn't really done a whole lot of comedy, maybe for the exception of Midnight Run in 1988. Not too many other ones really fall into that, and so 1999 was a big year for him breaking out in his comedic roles, which he obviously followed very well with Analyze That, Meet the Fockers, and Meet the Parents, and all of those as well. So he did a really breakout job, I feel like, in 1999 with Analyze This, and just showing his comedic capabilities and timing, and just really an enjoyable character to watch in a different sort of dimension. So that's a really neat thing as well. Billy Crystal actually graduated from NYU in film in 1970. Underneath graduate student film professor was actually Martin Scorsese, who also directed films like Taxi Driver and The Goodfellas. Crystal was quoted about Scorsese saying that he was brilliant, scary, but had such a passion for films, everyone loved him in those classes. So some neat connections and ties that Scorsese tied Robert De Niro and Crystal together, and they worked together later on as well. Really impressive how those two came together. The rest of the film is fantastic. I'm sure most of you have already seen it, but if you haven't, it's definitely a gem to own and to see. Very rewatchable, very funny, great comedy. And I hope you enjoyed this version of Hanging with the Herons with me, your host, James, for another 365 movies in 365 days in 3 minutes and 65 seconds. We are done. Comment below, ask some questions, let me know what you think. Peace.